because it gives us a lot more flexibility, and we're going to utilize that flexibility starting tomorrow when we split up these calves. And then of course we got Photo's daughter, which, oh, names, they are all registered with names. Hey, good morning, welcome back to Ohrmundt Simmentals. Okay, on the dock for this weekend, we are starting out this morning. We are going to clean this main calf yard, because tomorrow we want to give second round of vaccinations. And along with second round of vaccinations is kind of when we start divvying up the crew. Typically, to start the winter out, fall and winter, we put our bulls in here, as long as there's steers back in the BDA area. Keeper calves and future fats go in here, and then sale animals will go in here, utilizing the border. We actually did nab that cow or heifer that had aborted a few weeks ago. We finally, she was right next to the gate. Took a little bit, but we did grab her, so she is in here. So now when we get a chance, we can haul those two to the sale barn. So Dad's starting out up here in this corner by the baby blue water, and he's just kind of trying to clean up around where the feeders are and stuff like that. I'm gonna grab the green trailer, and we're just gonna dump on the edge of the pile again. Not a big deal. Dad is saying though that he likes how much easier this stuff is pulling apart, because this is actual straw, and not only is it actual straw, the straw has been beaten up, so it's like actually chunked into reasonable sizes. Unlike last year where we got screwed on corn stalks, but we used a lot of hay for bedding last year, and at the end of the day that really sucked for cleaning. We are finally loading up. Dad needed to get this scraped out better. So yeah, basically, like right where I'm standing, like right even with this feeder, this was like the front of our old tractor shed. It was very old. It wasn't the original building in this location, but sometime in the 60s, Dad said they moved it somewhere over there, I think. I don't know. And then put it over here, because there was like I think they had actual pigs in here, or at one time there were pigs in here. There was a different building that was bigger. That's where, when we put in those posts back there, we ran into, like, it was literally only 1.5 inches thick of concrete, but it was like the slab for their old chicken coop, I think is what Dad told me. So we ran into that when we were trying to put those posts in. That was a pistol, because that, oh man, that post hole digger, that thing would jump, holy cripes. But we got him in, but that's what that was for, and that was actually past what was our tractor shed. And it really, the only thing that went in there was our loader tractor, and then the 2030. 29 never went in there because it didn't fit in there. I'm trying to think if the Mahindra actually ever went in that thing. I know the Deutz was in there, which is the loader tractor we had before this one. It just got bad, and like the roof started to like get like a big suede belly in it. And it was small. This ends up being a lot nicer, and this was a very welcome addition to the feedlot, because it gives us a lot more flexibility, and we're going to utilize that flexibility starting tomorrow when we split up these calves. Hey, good morning. All right, it is a brisk morning out today. Don't let that sunshine fool you. So another thing I did yesterday, oh, there's one, is left this gate open just to remind these guys that they can go in and out of the barn, and I'm sure a few of them did, because we want to bring them in. Today is vaccination day. So calves went in really well. It was like once we had like 2 or 3 kind of stick their nose in there, then you just get that whole train follows. So they're actually gonna camp out in the barn for an hour or so. We got some stuff we got to do, but we'll let these guys chill out. They're gonna calm down. They'll be fine. But Dad's gonna grab a nice straw bale. We're gonna bed everything really nice, just from last night. And yes, it froze hard, which helped, but just that little bit of bedding, it's really super nice in here. But we're still gonna throw a nice straw bale on top of it, because we are supposed to get some precip this week. That's probably enough for in here. All right, so everything is pretty staged up and the bedding is laid out, and honestly this calves will take care of finishing spreading it for us. So we got our border wall set up. We've been doing that for years. It's pretty nice for divvying stuff up. Bulls will be going back here. There's only 4 of them, so that's plenty of space for them. Chris, take it. Yep. Come on, hip. Come on, up. Stop. Come on, buddy. Yeah. Come on, up. GN 309, keeper heifer. FN 431, keeper heifer. LN 913, keeper heifer. All right, so that didn't go too bad. Everybody's still kind of in their groups. We still got cell stuff here. Keeper stuff is over in the long pen. Bulls are in the barn. So we're just going to keep them there for a little bit. We're going to take a little bit of a lunch break. Just let everybody kind of chill out, because everybody still needs to get moved around a little bit, and then we need to get a steer out yet too. It wasn't, yeah, like I said, it wasn't too bad. But again, it was definitely another reminder of how I want to upgrade our scales to go under the chute, get some good ones like either the True Test or the Gallagher's, or try and find something else, because basically right now we're stopping them right before they get in the chute, and then they keep going back and forth, and it doesn't work. They get more wound up. They're calves. It's the second time they've been through the chute, so I'd rather just, it would just be nice to be able to run them right into the chute, either catch them and squeeze them, and then get their weight and all that kind of stuff. But so I think that'll be a springtime investment, I believe. We'll see, hopefully. All right, step 1 complete. Now there's some gates I want to move around, and then we kind of use the Mahindra as kind of a little bit of a gate too. So it's not a huge deal. We try and make it as painless as possible for them. Yeah, they went really well. And I mean, I didn't really anticipate too big of an issue. I mean, it's not like they haven't been in that area before. It's just now we're actually trying to funnel them in there because that's where we want them. So obviously the bulls are totally distraught about being in their new area. So yeah, that's how wound up they are, which is good. I mean, I didn't really have any doubts that they weren't going to be decent. They've been decent the whole time. All right, let's grab the north of the border crew, which is all the sow heifers. Still not sure if they're going local or if they're like local as in the guy up the road, or if they're going to the sale barn. We'll see yet. All right, let's see how these girls act. These are all heifers. Some of them are pretty darn decent. I mean, these two red ones here, that red one back there. There's that one 913 black one up there. I think she's one of our bigger calves, along with that nice red one up there. Perfect. So we also sorted out our first feeder steer that's going to go out. This is FM53. So if you watch the videos and you know that I point out the one that I call Socks, get two big white socks on. This is his half brother. Same mom, different dad. But he's going to be our first one. He's pretty much filled out the best, and he looks pretty darn nice. Could it be better? Maybe. But he definitely is pretty decent. That's for sure. And he's going to go into the back pen. Hopefully. He hasn't been this way. I don't know if he's been this way at all since he was a calf. So, but he'll go. That crew is pretty decent. Come on, boy. Come on. Psst. Come on, I know. Let your eyes adjust. Let's go, buddy. Psst. North of the border crew, these girls. We washed out this tank here. It was pretty dirty, but this thing's all washed out. Good to go. We're gonna drop a bale down, set it right there, so they're gonna have that manger to eat out of, and then grain and silage out of the bunk. So all of these guys are gonna be set. Everybody's settling into their new locations. Just threw out corn silage. Over here in the keeper heifers and future fats, there is exactly enough spots for them to eat. Plenty of room over here, and obviously plenty of room over there. So we're just throwing out corn silage and then grain, and we should be good. We gave the cows 2 bales again tonight because they definitely polished off the 2 we gave them last night. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Plus it was quite a bit colder today. I don't even think it got above 30, which is the first time since probably April or March. But we accidentally gave them a second crop. There was a smaller bale on the end, and we were like, I said, I think this is second crop. Dad's like, it doesn't look like second crop. So he threw it out there. It was second crop. It was smaller. Thought maybe it was just a small first crop bale, but nope, second crop. So little treat for them. So this is really, really nice to have gotten all of this done this weekend, getting the yard cleaned out, getting everything set up, getting it bedded, getting these guys worked, second round of shots. So now everybody is set and ready to go. So if you don't recall what the whole plan was, is that this is where we're going to keep the bulls for like the next, I don't know, 3 months, give or take, until our feeder steers, our fats are gone, and then they'll go back into the BDA. Plus these guys are going to start running out of room, and then north of the border is going to get taken over by some pregnant mamas. That's what will end up in there come February and March and April. But we got these guys in here. They're doing really well. They calm down really nicely. So this guy is our bold ruler. This is the one that's got the nubbed tail. And then this is our Dominion bull out of Share. This is our True Justice out of that 153 cow that was a little bit skinny. So he's a little bit smaller, but I'm hoping and I'm confident that he's going to fill out. He's going to develop really well. And then we got that mic drop boy back over there, and he's nibbling on some grass under the fence. I don't know why all of a sudden now they want to reach under the panels and try and grab grass. They were just in there earlier. Moving on down the line, this is future fats and keeper heifers. You know, so we got socks, we got 75. So, you know, and then Tilts. These are the two blind boys. So Tilts is a little iffy on his sight. He can still see, but he's got a little tilt to him. He can see, but it's not the greatest, that's for sure. And it really just stems back from when they were little. They got pretty sick, and we hit them hard with some meds, and they're doing fine. They're putting on weight. They're eating fine. They get around. There's nothing wrong with them. And honestly, other than maybe a little wormer, they're not getting anything other than feed until they get processed. That was a bull that's now a steer. That's a bull that's now a steer. That's the one that had some swelling nuts, but he is much, much better. This is the dude I always said should have been a bull. I'm okay that he's a steer because he's got all the frame, but he's got no thickness, which is odd. It's not. His mom usually does a really nice job, and I'm not saying that she didn't. He's just a big boy, and he'll fill out. It'll be interesting to see what he looks like a year from now. And then we got BM 301, who between him and Sox, honestly, physically are like the two best steers in here overall. But then if we tick on down the line on replacement heifers, we got our bold ruler out of a Bruno daughter. We got Deja's daughter. And then of course we got Photo's daughter, which, names. They are all registered with names. And we actually, I think we named her Photo's Nikon. So her name is Nikon. Just for the photo thing, just kind of the play on words. All right, so Deja's daughter we named her Deja's Nala. Thought that was a neat name. Bethany helped me pick out all the names, so if anybody doesn't like them, you can take that up with her. But I think she did pretty good. And there's somebody, it's not even 30 degrees. Somebody's driving their motorcycle today. At 7 o'clock this morning, it was 20 degrees outside. Somebody went by with their motorcycle. And then you have Whitey Gergs' daughter. She actually didn't do too bad in this shoot. What did we give her? Yep, Whitey Gergs' daughter is Nora. We went a little bit special with the FN 431 because her situation with losing her mom. So we're naming her Norma Jean. I mean, you gotta have the full version of that. You can't just call her Norma. You gotta have the Norma Jean. That at least sounds decent. And then 913 down here is Nova. You know, Chevy Nova. Oh, it's actually Bold Nova. That's right. I did a Bold Nova. And then Photo's daughters, Photo's Nikon, Norma Jean, Nora. Who else is in here? Oh, and then the eagle, which I think is over there by the bale feeder, is Noreen. Named her Noreen. So I don't know. Whatever. They're just gonna be like, oh, that's Deja's daughter. That's, you know, I'm just gonna, like DJ 301. She has a name. I don't know what the heck it is, but I just call her DJ all the time. So whatever. But you know, and then you've got the sale heifers that are, there's some pretty darn decent heifers in that crew. But you know, I definitely went with some genetic stuff. And I'll say there's a couple of really nice red ones in this crew, but I've also said if we're gonna have a red heifer, I want it to be fleck. I don't want it to be purebred. I want purebreds to be black, reds to be flecks. That's kind of the way that went, and that's another reason why I kind of focus on, if I'm AIing with black, I want to make sure it's homo black, so I get that black calf. But there are some nice ones. That 10 is really nice. This 913 actually turned out really nice. Basically everything from here this way is all staying here for at least another year. Well, I shouldn't say that. They're staying here at least until about June 1st. You know, some of these bulls will be gone by then, but future fats, obviously they'll be here for at least another year. And then the replacement heifers, they'll be here as long as they do well. So, and you know, cross your fingers, obviously. I mean, you pick the genetics, you pick the bulls, like we picked Factor, and we got Photo's Nikon over here. Photo hasn't had a heifer in forever. I don't even remember if she actually has had a heifer. I'd have to look back. She might have had one, but like 6 years ago. So, you know, keeping this one, you're the one selecting the genetics, whether it's AI or selecting the bull. So if you're not happy with what you selected, then you're not going to be happy with what you turn out to keep, you know. And honestly, the ones that we're not keeping over here, they're going to make somebody some pretty darn decent replacements or feeders. It doesn't matter. It is the end of the day. It's the end of the weekend. So again, end of the video. I hope you guys really liked the video. This is a huge step in their life and going on forward, and we've got more stuff to come with them. The future of the sale calves, the future of where some of our future fats are going to go, and our current fats, which are starting to head out the door come on Wednesday. So hope you guys liked the video. Please hit that thumbs up button as always. And of course, if you have any questions, by all means, please leave them in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. We are ever getting closer to our goal of 2,000 subs. I'd really like to get there by the end of the year. I mean, we're into November. So if we can get there by the end of the year, I'm still going to be happy. And then we'll pick a new goal for next year. So let's try and get it by the end of the year. All right, 2,000 subs by the end of the year. Please subscribe to the channel. Follow along for more. And as always, thanks for coming along.